now let us look at the the social responsibility of a business organization. The term social policy embraces managerial philosophy and thinking at the highest level of the firm, which is why the topic is vastly covered in many of the books and ebooks. Social policy concerns what the responsibility of the firm has to employees, consumers, environmentalists, minorities, community, shareholders, and other groups. After decades of debate, many firms still struggle to determine appropriate social policies. The impact of society on business and vice versa is becoming more pronounced each year. Corporate social policy should be designed and articulated during strategy formulation, set and administered during the strategy implementation. And of course, reaffirmed and changed during the strategy evaluation. In 2009, the most admired companies for social responsibility, according to Fortune magazine, in 2019, were amongst the other brands was Starbucks. Firms should strive to engage in social activities that have economic benefits. Merck and Company once developed a drug, Evertium, for treating river blindness, a disease caused by fly-borne parasitic worm endemic in poor tropical areas of Africa, Middle East, and Latin America. In an unprecedented gesture, that reflected its corporate commitment to social responsibility. Merck then made Ivakium available at no cost to medical personnel throughout the world. Merck's actions highlighted the dilemma of orphan drugs, which offer pharmaceutical companies no economic incentive for profitable development and distribution. Merck, however, garner substantial goodwill amongst its stakeholders for its actions. So, if you really see, there are some countries around the world who are facing severe workforce shortage associated with aging population. The percentage of the persons age 65 or older exceeds 20% in Japan, Italy, Germany, and will reach around 20% in France also short while. In 2036, the percentage of persons aged 65 or older will reach 20% in US and China. Unlike US, Japan is reluctant to rely on large-scale immigration to bolster the workforce. Instead, it is actually providing incentives as such. So, if you really see, economies as such are trying to balance it out. However, the strategies of both companies and countries are now being increasingly scrutinized from a natural environment perspective also. Companies such as Walmart now monitor not only the price that its vendor offer for products, but also how the products are made in terms of environmental practices. Growing number of business schools offer separate courses even in a concentration of environmental management. Businesses must not exploit a disseminate natural environment. Employees, consumers, governments, and society are especially resentful of firms that harm rather protect the natural environment. Conversely, people today are especially appreciative of firms that conduct operations in ways that mends and conserves and preserves the natural environment. Consumer interest in businesses preserving nature's ecological balance, fostering a clean and healthy environment is very high. No business wants to build a reputation of being a polluter. A bad sustainability record will hurt the firm in the market, jeopardize its standing in the community, invite scrutiny from regulators. Government increasingly require businesses to behave responsibly and require, for example, the business to publicly report pollutants and waste their facilities produce. So therefore, now this brings us to this question as to why the business should act ethically. One, it has to protect its own interests. It has to protect the interests of the business community, keep its commitment to the society to act ethically, meet stakeholder expectation, prevent harm to general public, build trust with key stakeholder groups, protect themselves from abuse from unethical employees and competitors, protect their own reputation, protect their own employees, create an environment in which the workers can act ways consistent with their values. What is their responsibility towards shareholders? They need to protect the interest of the shareholders, provide dividend. Towards the employees, they need to pay fair wages, provide best possible working conditions, establish fair work standards, provision of labor welfare facilities, arrangement of proper training and education of workers, proper recognition and appreciation, installation of efficient grievance handling system, opportunity to participate in managerial decision. Again, if you really see, the responsibility of the business is not just confined towards shareholders and employees. They are equally responsible towards the consumers and such. So, they need to improve upon the efficiency of the functioning of the business, do research and development, supply goods at reasonable prices, provide after sales service, ensure product has no adverse effect on consumer, provide sufficient information about the products, avoid misleading the customer, provide opportunity to redress genuine grievances, and understand the customer needs. Very important. So, many of the companies, they usually, they would provide the customer with the product, but there is no feedback mechanism as such. If the customer is not happy, the customer has no other option but to just face it on the social media, which is the trend which is happening right now. But if you really see, this is not the solution. This actually is what is known as shrugging off the responsibility by the companies as such. So companies need to be aware about it. Companies need to be sensitive about it. They need to ensure that the product has no adverse effect. And in case such a thing actually happens, they need to ensure that proper action, sufficient compensation is provided to the customer. One of the very important aspect or the responsibility towards the customer also includes avoiding misleading the customer. That is, there is the businesses should refrain from making false claims. If false claims are made, then the customer is likely to have dissatisfaction with the product, leading to dissatisfaction with the brand, eventually with the business, and thereby the business is likely to suffer in terms of its uh, goal towards sustainability. The other aspect that the business needs to be sensitive of about is the community. That is, they have a responsibility towards the community as such. So, towards the community, the business needs to ensure that there is no environment pollution that is being created in the manufacturing of their product as such. And therefore, it actually, therefore, serves the community to live healthier as discussed earlier. People today are very appreciative of firms which conduct their operations in a way that mends, conserves, and preserves the natural environment. Consumers are interested in businesses which preserve the nature's ecological balance as well as the habitat as such. Again, it is a responsibility, it is a social responsibility of the business towards the community to rehabilitate the population which is displaced by its operations, and of course assist in the overall development of the locality. It has the responsibility to conserve scarce resources, improve business efficiency, contribute to research and development, as well as contribute to the development of the backward areas, promote small scale industry. Now, if you really see, when we say a promotion of small scale industry, what do we mean by that? The business has to ensure that the timely payment is made to the small scale industry owners if they are the suppliers. Of course, further social causes and contribute to the nation's effort to build a better